for those of you Western guys who are new to Indonesia, I want to explain something which is very important to understand when it comes to dating Indonesian women here in Indonesia. But the advice I will give here in this video is also for guys who are in the country already, have experience with dating Indonesian girls, but you know, were maybe wondering why things are not turning out the way they thought, or it turned out that things are moving too fast for some guys here, okay? So, and this is a cultural thing, a cultural dynamic, a dating dynamic here. A big difference between Western dating culture and Asian dating culture, not only in Indonesia, general in Southeast Asia, but one of the fundamental differences here is the way we approach dating in general as guys, Western guys, and how these Indonesian women approach dating. So I'm talking about completely two different frame of minds. I, as a Western guy, when I go onto a date here with a woman, you know, I have this Western style mindset where I believe or tell myself, or this is just my view, that, you know, I'm gonna date this girl now, I'm gonna meet her for the first time and maybe a second time and a third time, and then I just see how things are going and how things are developing. This is our typical Western mindset, and this is also how I remember it from dating German girls, Swiss girls, European girls, Western girls, you know, way back then, many years ago. I don't want to say decades, I'm not that old yet, but yeah, my last German girlfriend is now, I don't know, 23 years ago. Anyway, so this is our mindset, you know, dating, yeah, cute girl, let's see where it goes, you know, with her. But here in Indonesia, the women here have a completely different mindset. They date for marriage eventually, and this is also how they go into the date. I mean, if it is your first date or second date, for sure this girl will not consider to marry you, but things here can develop very quickly in Indonesia, or in other words, the dating is much faster. And this is where the big confusion starts with some guys, especially newbies, where we kind of, or these guys, or let's say the Western guys, just assume that things work the same like in Western countries, and it's not their fault, because how can these guys or we know about these cultural differences? You don't know, you just figure it out either the hard way, by learning by dating, learning by doing, or somebody tells you, you know, or the woman tells you here, you know, how things work. And in my culture in Germany, I know it is like that. I don't know how it is today, but I assume it's still the same, you know. You meet a girl, you start to date, and then next thing you know, you are a couple, and there was no proposal made, no declaration made that you are my girlfriend now and I'm your boyfriend. No, it's very fluent, you know. You sleep together, you have sex, and next thing you know, you share one apartment, you know. And maybe, yeah, later you get married. But you certainly not get married within the first 6 months or the first year. Most couples in Germany, they live together for many years before they get married, and some don't even get married, you know. Because they get divorced anyway, right? Just joking. It's actually not a joke. So, but here in Indonesia, you know, the intention of these girls is to date for marriage. And then this is fundamental thing you guys have to understand. There is, so this girl, you have to put yourself in her shoes. Let's say it's your second or third date and everything is hunky-dory and smooth and you have a lot of fun, you click, chemistry is going very well, and you also feel there could be something developing out of it. You know, the girl is not just going on these dates on the 4th and 5th and 6th date, and maybe later you travel together, you know, she's not saying, okay, very cool guy, let's see where this is going. No, this is not her mindset, you know. Her, I don't want to say agenda, but her mindset, her frame is totally different. Yeah? And this is what we need to understand. We really need to hammer this into our brains. Yeah? Because our dating culture, the Western dating culture, has not been always like that also. Yeah? I remember my grandparents, you know, that was different in 1948 when they got married, you know. The marriage between my grandparents in Germany, it was basically arranged kind of thing. So, but now, I don't know, 77 years later, I don't know how many years, you do the math, 1948 and 2025. I'm sorry, I have to focus on the beach here, I cannot do the math now. 50, yeah, 75, 77. So anyway, but we have, you know, there were cultural changes going on in Europe in the 60s and 70s. So, and I was born in 77. I have internalized this dating culture, this dating concept. So I don't know any better. But I can confirm this. I'm now dating a Indonesian girl. Currently, she is from Yogyakarta, and everything is cool between us. We click very well. And I've been dating her now for a month, yeah. And she told me already she wants a husband, you know, and this is what will happen with these girls, you know. If the relationship is really going well, after a few weeks already, you will. So she will ask certain questions, you know, about you. I mean, this is what happened to me. She asked me, so how do I feel about our relationship? What is my intention? Where is this going? She made allusions, asked questions, dropped certain hints, these kind of things, you know, because she probably sees in me a potential husband. Nothing wrong with that. And you have to know that, and you have to understand it. Most of the girls, the vast majority of Indonesian women, they tick like that. There is a minor group of girls who pursue different things, hookers, freelancers, and gold diggers and stuff like that. You have that also here, but not only in Bali, more in Bali than anywhere else, but in entire Indonesia. But the vast majority are traditional and conservative girls. They date for marriage. So now, if you come here and think, oh, I'm doing this recreational dating thing, I'm gonna have a lot of fun and this and that, you are kind of a little bit in a dilemma, right? Because if you don't want to get married here in Indonesia, you have to basically just jump from one girl to the other, or you have to break, or you have to break a lot of hearts, or you just have to stick with the freelancers and escort girls. You know, this is what you should know. Yeah? Indonesia is not a pickup bar. Yeah, no. I'm talking here in general. Yeah, it's not like you pick up these girls, use them, and then drop them. This is not Indonesia. I'm just warning you. Yeah, not that you come here and expect different things, and then you are disappointed or wondering, you know, why these girls are so, I don't know, emotional or disappointed, or I don't know, maybe even drama can happen, right? In order to avoid that, you need to state your intentions clearly. This is the best way to go, and this is also what I did with my current girlfriend. I told her, listen, look, I'm not interested in marriage now, not at this point. I'm interested in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and I'm not thinking of marriage now. And I also told her, you know, by the way, before I marry someone, I want to spend at least a year with this person together, in person. I'm not talking about moving her into my apartment or something like that, but you know, being here, boots on the ground, like in Germany or any other Western country. When you have a girlfriend, you see each other a lot, maybe every day, you spend time together, you get to know this person in and out if possible. So I told her that, and I don't know whether she understood it or not. I believe she understood it. I mean, it cannot get any more clearer, right? But this is what I do differently now than what I did before, you know, like 10, 15 years ago. I was wishy-washy. I was like, you know, I thought I could like play my game and do this casual dating thing, and let's see where it is going, and then it's going very well for 1 year, and it's going very well the second year, and it's going well forever. No, it does not work with the vast majority of these women here. They will not stick around and wait for you. A year, maybe, yeah, but not 2 or 3 years. No, they won't. So you need to be aware of this. You need to know and understand that. Okay? This is very, very important also, in order that you can prepare yourself better and avoid frustration. It's all about expectation management. This is Indonesia. It is not California or Florida. Yeah, it's a traditional and conservative country still, first and foremost. The vast majority of the people here. Yeah? So be careful. Do not promise them anything, like I did about 12 years ago when I was working in Sumatra, in Medan. I worked for one hotel. I was the chef. I told the story already in another video, beginning of this year. There was this restaurant captain. Her name was Fatma, cute girl. I really liked her. She liked me. She was a Muslim, and I made advances. You know, I was flirting with her. At the time I was still on Facebook, I remember, so chatting on Facebook after work. And at one point I don't remember, but at one point I must have told her that I will marry her. Fatma, I will marry you. And of course I didn't marry her, but she was, years later, even years later, some of her friends, many years later, some of her friends told me the story that she was still a little bit upset about that I was just basically joking and making the statement, marrying her, and then nothing was happening. This is how serious these girls take this matter and issue. Indonesian girls are very emotional. When they really like you, they get very emotional very quickly. Yeah. Therefore, if you are the guy who wants to find a wife here and wants to get married, you can get married actually very quickly. But still, I advise to not, you know, rush things. Take your time. Get to know this person properly, but don't promise anything. I mean, at the time I was a player. I really played these girls, I have to admit, so I didn't really care. Yeah, and I was not aware of these dynamics. This is what you do sometimes. I also remember, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when I was dating in Europe, you know, sometimes maybe I also said these things to one girl I really like. Oh, you know, I'm gonna marry you, but she knew that was just a joke. But here in Indonesia, you have to be careful with these statements, okay? Don't say these things if you don't mean it, because these girls here, they are dating for marriage, most of them. And when you say something like that, especially you're going out already for a few weeks or even a couple of months, and you spend a lot of time and everything is hunky-dory, and when you say something like that, hey, this is really dangerous, you know, don't do that. Because she will believe you. She will put all her hopes in that. And then you don't want to be the guy who is breaking up the relationship or is breaking her heart. So, you know, be careful. This is just what I wanted to mention today. This difference in mindset, the Western approach, like we Western guys have, you know, very casually taking our time and then just see how things are going with this girl forever. No, here in Indonesia, they date for marriage. I know I repeat myself, but this is what you have to understand and know, and then take into consideration. And I don't think you can persuade this girl not to marry you, but if you're just looking for companionship, don't think that you can like persuade this woman to not marry you, but you still live together like a couple. That's not what they want, and this is also not the culture here. Yeah, so forget about that. So you have to then change strategies and tactics, and then skip these girls, and then just enjoy with freelancers, escort girls, hookers, prostitutes, gold diggers, arranged things, you know, also possible in Indonesia. This is my experience here. It will of course limit your options tremendously, and you will just hang out with a certain category of women. So don't be surprised, you know, if everything is just more or less transactional. If you don't like that either, then it's really difficult for you, you know. But for guys, and I know guys here who living this transactional life, they view dating just transactional and they're okay with it. They know what they want and what they don't want. Then it's all good, you know. Expectation management done. They know what they get into with these women. They know what kind of women these women are, and then no hard feelings, no bad feelings, no bad surprises, nothing. Yeah. If you just want a quick fix and walk around with your so-called trophy girlfriend. Actually, she's not your girlfriend. She's your trophy girl. You know, you show her around, and if you want to do this, it's all good also. You know. So, long story short, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Share your experiences in the comment sections. Do you agree with me? Or do you say, no, it doesn't, I don't care about this, you know, I play my game, I'm a Western guy, I come here to Indonesia and I just want to enjoy my life and date the girls, and then I hop from one to the next, and I don't care. I'm a selfish guy, I just do what I want. Let me know. So, yeah, I'm checking out for today. Thanks for watching. Here from, what is it? Between Seminyak and Kuta Beach in Bali. Take care, guys. Bye bye.